Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. Did you guys miss my voice? I, for one, sure as hell missed it. It's back, but it's not 100% back. Once my headaches receded, basically decided to grab this and took the opportunity of filming one. But at least I don't have any complications, it's just I have no smell, a lot of headaches, but that was mostly gone today. Sore throat and dry cough, and I think that's pretty much it. Fortunately, things are not that great for my wife. She's currently in the hospital. Light pneumonia. She'll be home, I think, tomorrow. But she's been prescribed somewhere around 12 pills per day, so we're still not out of the clear yet. The good side is the little one has no complications and no symptoms. He's been running everywhere. The only place he hasn't reached yet is the ceiling, so I guess it's part of the fact that we're just confined to our home, and he can't go out and play, and no one can get out and play and not even grab some groceries and stuff. One of the worst thing is the garbage that's piling up, and we can't throw it out of the window because we're not Neanderthals, right? But enough of that. We got some interesting updates. I pretty much wanted to share them with you guys once I discovered them. Aside from the compressor and a couple of other items on the patch notes have been pretty much empty or devoid of meaning in the last couple of months, and this is mostly because we're going to have a major update in May, and you're all probably aware of that. We still have something in April that needs to be delivered. It is the corporation auditing. Still no clue on what that means, but honestly I'm too afraid to ask. I mean, I did pose a question, but considering the ship tree iteration, what the fuck is that? Ship tree iteration turned out to be exactly the ship filter inside the ship tree. So yeah, language barrier is a problem, and it's not going to be the first time we're going to have this problem. It's something that's going to be consistent. So the ship tree iteration was actually the ship filtering inside the ship trees. That's kind of clarified. Corporation auditing is still yet to arrive, to be deployed in April, and we still have no information on when exactly the public test server will be available with the balance updates, a big balance updates that will be hitting the May version, large balance update. We'll also be receiving the balance changes to encounters. I think we've touched on almost every item in this specific list for the May version. Again, my only concern is that it's too big, it's too cluttered, it's going to be a pain in the butt to manage it, especially on dev side. You know, I'm a software engineer. You usually want to have small updates, small and precise updates. As soon as you do a blob of things, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. But the idea is that the developers do focus and are focusing on delivering this May update. Why? Because, well, give an example, just a couple of moments ago, latest patch notes in the last 2 months were pretty much empty and devoid of meaning. There's a couple of modifications here on May. We get an update to Dead Space. This was not here. We will get update to Dead Space. I don't know what this means. And the Nihilus Space is kind of now pretty defined into two sections. We've got the Nihilus Space and Dead Space modules. This is where we'll get the B-type components, and we've got the Nihilus Space compressed asteroid belts. I'm not sure if the mechanics for the intermittent belts, the condensed one, will be moving over to the Nihilus Space, or we will have both. I don't know. Most likely, and I could say I'm 100% sure that the Nihilus Space is basically going to be scannable, you know, with the introduction of the scanning that we'll be seeing in May. Now, it could be that the compressed belt mechanics, condensed belt mechanics might be removed from the intermittent mechanic and be moved into these Nihilus Space. Basically, you have to scan them down and then, you know, do your thing. We have no other information on what other sites will be available for scanning. We do know we will be finding some other sites as well, because we get the scanning and exploration rig upgrade. Well, this is probably the time when we get to see the Mark IV rigs. You know, those really interesting rigs that they've been pretty much since launch on the market. You can see them, but there's no price for them because they aren't yet in the game. Hopefully with this update they will be available for players to basically build them, and for us people to enjoy them. I don't know how to say otherwise, because you just fit on your ship and then the ship goes boom and then you cry because you just lost 1 billion in rigs. That's pretty much about the Trello update. By the way, guys, if you see this medal popping in local, it means it's me and only me. This medal was awarded to us senior content creators, just only a couple of us, like 4 or 5. There's me, there's Demon, and there's Captain Benzie. It's pretty much us, the ones that have been here since the beginning of time, covering Eve Echoes. So this pretty much stands out in the local chat. If you see the local channel and you see some shiny gold with red, it's definitely some shiny guy moving around through space. You can say hi on local for YouTube as well. Moving over to the Developers Weekly Q&A. There's some interesting questions that have been put out here. We got, when can we expect to see chat permanence history, and will we increase the number of cooperation per alliance? We have finished developing chat history. We'll test this further before releasing it. This is an interesting feature. This does not show up on the Trello. Some stuff are done ninja. I think we all got used to it. We'll limit the number of corporations in alliance to help reduce the chance of forming mega alliances, which would impact sovereignty gameplay negatively. An alliance can further extend its influence through diplomacy. Yeah, players already decided to form up coalitions which are not in the game. It's not a form of gathering like a group of alliances. It's just something like Mello said, done through diplomacy, and it's basically something player made. So yeah, there's coalitions already in the game covering multiple alliances. Will there be an option or a window to see the health of the drones? This is a good question, and I'm going to drop some shit in here. This is display showing up the HP of your drones at the bottom of the drone module icon. We will make this a lot more noticeable in the near future. Yeah, if you have your drones ungrouped, but guess what? Most of us drone boat players use drones grouped. And what happens is when you have them grouped, you don't even see any HP bar. So no, this is not a good way of putting HP on drones, especially if we would like to monitor them when we're doing PvP and people start shooting off of drones. Would like to see that HP. Hopefully they will improve that. I have no idea how they'll do this for drones that are grouped. Again, HP for grouped drones does not show up as described here. Moving over to the next page, is there any plans to release a combat leaderboard system? Something like Killboard for Eve Echoes would bring great joy to the whole PvP community. We are working hard on hiring API developers. We will release the arena in August and add a leaderboard by then. The arena will enable players to get more exposure to PvP, but this does not confirm that the Killboard, the external Killboard, something outside of the game that will consume an API to get details about kill mails for players. This is not a confirmation that we'll get there. As you can see, there's a first part that says we are working hard on hiring API developers. This means they do not have it yet, and if it's not ready until August, we will not have a Killboard until August. But there will be a leaderboard, which will be arena linked, meaning the leaderboard will only show kills or losses or whatever done inside the arena. That's it. I sure hope they'll be able to find API developers so they can establish an API network, so like do a public API server for us players that wish to develop applications will consume, like I would be really interested in an API for the market, an API for the kill mails, of course, and an API for characters. This will be great, as other people's might, I don't know, check players for spies. For example, in EVE Online, you can easily check if somebody has additional characters inside the same account. They don't need to ask for his screenshot, which, by the way, can be doctored through Photoshop or whatever. They will ask for your public API for your character, through which they can verify if you've been receiving emails from weird persons, or of course if you have multiple characters inside the same account and using them for being a spy. So yeah, this is neither confirmation that we'll be getting a Killboard or not. This is just avoiding the answer in a gentlemanish way. It would be great if you can add more information about how to obtain certain elements to tips, for example, adding info like where to get the required data cores and ship debris for free as loot when creating a blueprint. We plan on adding additional useful information to tips on obtaining materials for manufacturing ships. By the way, guys, if you're looking at this and don't know the answer to this question, where do you find the data cores and ship debris? Well, ship debris for normal faction ships like the major empires, you find them by destroying the NPCs, pirates that live in those specific regions of factions. For example, Serpentis will give you Galente debris, I don't know, Blood Raiders will give you Ammar ship debris, Grissus will give you Kaldari ship debris. Now, for pirate faction, you need to run dead spaces. Dead spaces only spawn in nullsec and are tied to the region that you're doing, of course. Every region has specific type of NPCs. Sorry for that. For example, in Angel nullsec space, the dead spaces there will drop Angel ship debris, which you can use to reverse engineer and get blueprints for Angel ships, such as the Dramiel, the Cinnabal, and the Macariel. And the data cores, well, you can find those inside Scouts. Scouts are a special site, a special type of anomaly that spawns once you begin to farm a system. Don't kill the base, by the way. Stop killing bases. Bases generate special anomalies once you clear up the rest of the normal anomalies. Also, I think you get data cores from the Inquisitors, but from the Inquisitors you mostly get blueprints. You'll also be finding blueprints in Scouts, but that's pretty much it. That's how you find those. It's the Inquisitors, it's the Scouts, and it's the dead spaces. These are the special anomalies in which you find stuff. And as always, don't forget about our community question of the week. Yes, this has been extended because basically I was sick, was unable to post any content and to announce any winners. But the winners will be announced next week on Wednesday. So don't forget to answer the question and participate in the giveaway. The question is, if exploration will be profitable, will you completely abandon PvE? That's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, hopefully with a better voice. Cheers.